morning, sports fans. Joining us this morning here in the Sports Corner is my longtime friend and my longtime boss, and that is Joe Cruz Jr. And you know, it is the month of June when we have one of the Cruz brothers here on the show. So a very good morning and a very good hello to Joe Cruz. Joe, how are you?
I'm well, Bobby. How you doing over there? Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate your time. And yes, it's June and 2 weeks away from showcasing year 22.
Tried my best to dig into my closet and get that number 3. The fans
Yes.
here in the Bronx might recall you playing at the beach wearing that number, point guard. And I also thought it was cool because, you know, for any of the fans at home, they know that we record at BronxNet at Lehman College, and you were a standout player at Lehman. And that was,
Thank you.
quite some time ago for both you and I, since I was calling those games back then.
Well, I don't want to reveal my age, but it's been a journey, and basketball has allowed me to open a lot of doors, and one of those doors has allowed me to meet you. So to sit here and say 22 years, I have the voice, the coolest white boy in the room, announcing our games, one of the best to ever touch the mic. It's truly an honor from where you came from to where we at now. So I'm ready for you.
If you could share with us, I feel like every time we have a Cruz brother on, there's something new and exciting to talk about when it comes to hits.
Yeah. Thank you, man. So shout out to Randy Cruz. He's one of the most impactful people that I know in terms of business, in terms of how to make this happen. 3 years ago, we wanted to, as every year, we want to shake up the city. We want to give the opportunity to glorify Orchard Beach. There's still people that don't understand where Orchard Beach is at, and to some respect, don't respect it. People are not beachgoers, and I get it, but we want to continue to allow our venue to be, to get into certain doors and to be viewed by certain people that don't, have a certain perspective or an idea of what Orchard Beach is or what it was before. Back in this day, it's changed tremendously. And my job as a soldier of that venue is to continue to march that band and let them know that we are making strides and changes in Orchard Beach. Orchard Beach should be respected as a venue, and it should be respected as a basketball heaven. So what we provided, 3 years ago, my brother and I, mainly Randy, he came up with an idea about, changing the court around. And, Bobby, about 4 years prior to that, we had, the former honorable Bronx President, Ruben Diaz, allocate some money for us to change the courts. And then, Randy had the idea to make this a landmark. And, he's a very abstract thinker. And with that being said, he wanted to change it to a mural. And he wanted to see if Hoops in the Sun, our logo, can be embedded into Hoops in the Sun in terms of the court and what we've been doing the last 22 years. So I'm here to tell you today on BronxNet that we are launching our first ever Hoops in the Sun Court Mural at Orchard Beach for the Rising Suns Court and for the men's and women's court. These are the state-of-the-art courts that have been designed by Randy Cruz, as well as Project Backboard and Five Star Basketball, who was proud sponsor of the event and of the entire project. And also shout out to my boy, Mr. Peter Robert Casey, who also came through making sure this is executed. So it took a lot of people, it took a lot of energy and a lot of minds together. And I shout those people out because I wouldn't have met them if Hoops in the Sun wasn't where it's at today. Our reputation and what we've done over the last 20 years has been monumental. And for us to be in a position where these guys come in and help us out to glorify our idea to the masses has been truly a blessing. And unveiling it 2 days ago was magical, and seeing the responses and the feedback from the people, from our regular players to NBA players to entertainers and social media gurus. We got a lot of great response on the court, so we're excited to start on June 18th, June 19th with opening those courts. And we're planning a ribbon cutting to hopefully get out our elected officials, hopefully our city mayor, hopefully our new Bronx Borough president to come out and to serenade the court. We want to bless these courts because it's very hard to get this done. And we're probably the one of the only few courts in New York City, if not the East Coast, that has a mural dedicated to Hoops in the Sun.
Can you speak about just that process of watching the mural getting done and how much pride it is for the family to see the entire venue basically become, I would say, just tradition for the Cruz family, but also for Hoops in the Sun to be able to kind of navigate through so many challenging years, especially the pandemic, the last couple of years, but also the loss of your dad, who's the patriarch of the league, and trying to continue something that he built for you guys.
I'll be honest with you. The last couple of years have been very tough for us in terms of not only logistics, in terms of what our essence, in terms of what our program's about, and allowing us to kind of reach those lives and touch those people in ways that we've done so many years prior. My biggest thing right now is just to focus on the venue. Hoops in the Sun is Hoops in the Sun. It always is going to be Hoops in the Sun. It's a family institute that my dad built 22 years ago, and it allowed us to, break down barriers as young Latino entrepreneurs in the game. I played in the game and I know what the game's about, but I think that people need to respect my mind and our minds in terms of what we do in the game of basketball. This industry is always changing and we change with the times. So for us, we want to make sure that we bring a state-of-the-art program to the Bronx. I always going to say Orchard Beach is underutilized, unappreciated, and I feel like this court could be a showcase, an event space for everybody to use, from summer camps to programs to elevated events. But to go back to your question, Bob, to see this matriculate over the time, honestly, when you draw out the designs and you have these ideas, you don't really understand how it's going to really manifest in reality. And I'm like, I don't know how these guys are going to do this, man. There's going to be an edge missing. There's going to be some paint missing. I tell you, I never worked with such a great crew in my entire life in terms of like execution of a project. And with Project Backboard, it was shout out to Dan and Sam Peterson from Project Backboard. I mean, their crew is incredible. They took their time. I felt that they were Randy and I investing their blood and sweat and tears into that court. And for them to make it look so sharp, so vibrant, so appealing, it's truly amazing. And you're seeing it develop. I'm like, damn, this is really, really awesome. And I'm like, this is going to be incredible. And you see it every time. It's the phases are coming in. It's like, damn, it's amazing. And there's still so many phases to go and go. It's like, and then when you see it finally done, it's like art. It's beautiful. I was able to bring not only my friends, my mom came up, my girlfriend came up. People came up from the family to kind of check it out, and I was really proud to see like, hey, man, you really changed this. This doesn't even look like Orchard Beach no more. And that's the optic we want to do. Like, whatever you say about Orchard Beach, good, bad, or indifferent, I've been here to stay. And this has to be a landmark. We want to put this landmark in people's homes with 2K and NBA Live. We want to do different things. So we have things up our sleeve to maximize opportunity, but we're really proud of this moment and just proud of, to see our legacy, meaning Randy and our legacy, really come to fruition.
And Joe, I would say it's a social media world. I think it's fair to say that. So, when you see and receive all of this love on socials, people reposting photos of the mural and the courts and just saying like, wow, this looks amazing. This is so beautiful. That's got to be special as well.
Man, it was glorifying. For me, it's like you get nervous when it comes to things like that. What you see and what you kind of image or imagine, as to say, what might look good to the masses, or what might look good to people, or what might be acceptable to the players. You want to appeal to that, and it's nerve-wracking to kind of say, "Damn, I hope this is really good, dope. I hope this is really good." And I tell you, Bob, the minute we posted that and we got into that realm, it was surreal. It was surreal, and you always want to be respected for what you do. You always want to be something about, you leave it better than how you leave it. And, my motto and, with you as well is just pushing it forward, right? From your career, pushing you forward. If Hoops in the Sun can propel that to get you to where you should be at. That's our role, for us to get our kids to an opportunity to be looked at on a higher stage. We want to put them on a higher stage. These kids don't have any opportunities in the world besides basketball, their family, and their neighborhood. We want to provide that opportunity to take that element out, come to Sun Stadium, showcase your skills on the best court in New York City, and and continue that legacy that we want to provide for us, meaning Randy and I. We've been living on my dad's shadow for years, and it's time for us to put our legacy on the map. And I think we've done that, putting our court and some other things we have up our sleeve this summer.
That was part one of our interview with Hoops in the Sun co-CEO Joe Cruz Jr. Tune in next Monday for part two.